Yo, vlog number 31. It's been 3 years now. Um, so, I was going through some of my past videos and I found my previous videos really helpful for myself. So, here is one more. I would try to recap what all I did in the past 3 years. So, in 2019, my idea was that I would be trying to build AGI, and my path at that time involved reading papers and trying to understand and trying to build something on the framework which I called learn. What was it? Learn, reason, and handle framework, so that any data that the AGI agent has to have these three fundamental properties for it to be basically AGI, which is it should be able for learning quickly. Um, it should be able to save that much information within itself, and it should be able to reason based on the information that it is given. And I was trying to find papers around that and trying to build this formulation, and then my research direction sort of moved towards, and I also realized how multimodality will be really important in this part, because the model has to be, has to understand not just text but images also. And I was looking into the classic literature about all this, and one very big mistake that I did at that time was I did not closely follow what is going on with transformers in that time, because I was reading the VQ literature, visual question answering literature, and I was thinking if we can, for the multimodality part, can we use something like that? And then eventually, so I did not follow that up. Then I entered 2020, and um, after trying to do this, I realized that uh, building an AGI as a target is too big and too vast, and all the while I did not know what the basics of the field are. So I did not know how a simple weight gets updated using back propagation. So I mean, I knew in theory, but I couldn't really visualize it very well, so that I understand it in depth. So 2020 was much more about going deeper and trying to understand what is happening. I really enjoyed that part of my life, trying to understand the course material. So I took the online course um, by Nando de Freitas. He has a course available online. He taught Oxford the advanced deep learning course, and I really enjoyed going through it. I understanding from the mathematical perspective how everything happens. So it was a great eye opener. And after that, I did the reinforcement learning course. I remember the face of the gentleman. I don't remember his name. And again, that was a very big eye opener. Also, trying to understand how, as a reward can be used as a signal to train these agents. And throughout 2020, my motto was to learn and publish. So whatever I was learning, I was writing articles, I was publishing videos, I was making animations for my articles. That whole phase. So the idea was that I keep building my profile in parallel, so that I can showcase whatever work I'm doing. And in the December of 2020, yeah, and around that time, um, so before that, in 2019, my idea behind that learn, update, learn, handle, and reason framework was that we need to build something which can help humanity in increasing the pace of scientific exploration. And later on, I found out that DeepMind also has a similar motto. I don't know whose came first. Could be this. It could have just seeped into my head through some articles that I read. Whatever be the reason, I am not here to say anything, but the idea was that the agent has to understand everything that is, it has to be able to give new ideas, and give give suggestions. Of my example at that use case was, let's say humans are very good at, one particular human will be very good at physics, one particular human will be very good at chemistry, but these two guys don't their depth, their knowledge is in their depth. We lack people who have sufficient breadth as well as depth. So my thinking was that next round of scientific exploration would come from you know being able to build these agents which can not only look into the fields, in science fields, in not only in depth but as breadth also. And so that was my idea, and that I was trying to work on. So in 2020 I realized that uh, there is one more mistake that I did at that time. So when I was trying to think from the first principle side of these things, I realized that trying to build something which can give you new ideas is um, um, is much more harder than trying to build an assistant. Okay, so um, an assistant would be something which I can ask anything about any field. I can ask anything about any field, and it would be able to at least retrieve me that particular information which I'm seeking. For example, if I want to know anything about physics, it should be able to find the relevant thing and give that answer to me. I so I You can see where this thing is going if you all follow deep learning or what is happening in AI currently. So yeah, that was the backdrop in 2020, and then I had a decision to make in 2020. I was thinking whether I should go for a PhD or not. And what happened during that time was that I thought that my goal is too vast, or I don't know much about my the people that I saw working in PhDs. They have these very specific niche areas, and they are masters of that. And I just didn't want to be pegged to one particular way of thinking and be forced to work on a particular topic for 5 years and then not be able to earn any income in that whole time. So I thought that PhD is not something for me. My transition was now that I would try to leverage my knowledge to understand where all AI can be applied in this world. So this was the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. And from that time onwards, there were so I was working on this project in parallel, which was trying to build something that can get me the information from anywhere. And at that time, my thinking of this pipeline was that it would consist of two parts. One would be the information getting the right information, and then the second part would be building something that can get the right information from those documents, whatever text that we gather. So the first part seemed very straightforward. It was building a parser and doing a Google search and getting the top 10 documents that are there, and then building a parser on top of that. And the second part, which was more difficult, was either to build a summarizer at that point, which can summarize whatever text we have, and and get the information that we are looking for. So in 2021, from 2019 till May 2021, I was doing work on my own and trying to do research and study on my own. In 2021, I joined an organization, and it luckily was aligned with the part two of the problem that I wanted to approach. So basically, finding the right information from documents. So that is where I dwelled into the idea and the concepts of open QA and so open QA, that is open domain question answering, basically given a big chunk of text, you get the right information that you're seeking from in that text. So I joined that organization at that point, and I thought that that part one of that problem was I kind of postponed it because it's the part two of the problem. Getting the right information seemed like that problem needs to be attacked first because there is no solution for that. In parallel to this, what I was working was I was collaborating with my friends on different spheres. We tried to tackle something in finance and trying to see. So in 2021, my target was, in the beginning, my target was to write a research paper, which has been my target since 2018, and I have not been able to do that. In 2021 was to write a research paper, get these good quality repos which replicate papers, the recently published papers, and publish their code online. That was one part of it. Second part was trying to explore this space, the AI space, where we can, what are the problems where we can use AI. And the third part was building this models, building these models which can get me the right information from specific documents. So by the end of 2022, I got pretty good in the open domain question answering problem. I think I focused very heavily on for at least 6 months on that thing, and I also collaborated. I was not able to, by working on that problem, I was able to get that skill of implementing these high quality papers and implementing their code. So I got that skill during that time, and I was implementing, collaborating and trying to find these places where we can use AI. And that was 2021. In 2022, um, my target was around, um, I still felt like I needed to find these places where I can, you know apply AI. So that was like a parallel target that I had. After that, along with that, I realized something, that I have to consciously network with people, because I was going through my diary and I realized that my thoughts are basically in a loop, and I'm trying to achieve the same targets again and again without getting any new information or some new direction. And I thought I could get to do that by meeting new people and making connections. I tried to reach uh, a lot of people on LinkedIn. It was a dud. My efforts could have been better. Um, that is one possibility, but I didn't get much from there. And other than that, in 2022, um, I don't really remember much what exactly were my targets. Uh, um, in 2022, April or May, was going through a little bit of a rough time, and in 2022, I was not, in the later half of the 2022, I was not focusing that much on my work, and I grew a lot spiritually during that time. That was something, a different offshoot, and things that I learned during that time have been very uh, helpful for me, and they have brought a new depth and a very different perspective of looking at life, which has been very helpful. It helped me get grounded, see different realities, and how far a mind can go. But that was 2022. In 2023, my idea or my goal was to basically um, get a new job. Not basically, I wanted a much more higher paying job, and other than that, um, I wanted to do much more hands-on on uh, much more hands-on the AI part, like being much more experimentative. Because by now, the idea that I had in my mind was that I'm not going for a PhD. My idea was that I want to be on the tip of the sword of AI and use that knowledge for as a leverage to explore what all can be done in AI. And I wanted to be much more hands-on, experimenting with new ideas, and in the entire 2020. So GPT-4 came in 2023, and when I was saying earlier that people who are interested in AI can see where this was building up. So I never thought of building that agent that I was talking about, right? Getting the information from from any particular field and being able to get the exact information that I wanted, right? Or an agent which has, very great depth of understanding in multiple fields. They were all achievable in transformers using uh, using by increasing the scale of the model, which is something that I never thought about. And that kind of um, that seeing that kind of really gave me some sort of a humility by thinking that it's not like I was the expert on everything, but whatever I'm trying to approach, the way I'm trying to approach a problem, there could be a fundamentally different way to solve that. And by increasing the scale of these models, you can ask anything to these agent. They would be able to help you. You can make them understand, make them explain any text to you which you are having trouble with. And I extensively use ChatGPT for my own understanding. So somehow the idea that I started with, that like in 2019, that we need to have this agent which can do all this, is already fulfilled, and I'm not the one who built it. Folks at OpenAI, through their own research, were able to build it. And um, so that agent is still not able to give, or create new ideas, which is still pending. But being able to sit at a laptop and just ask about anything in the world, and though the answer might be biased and a lot of people are too judgmental about it, but I think it's a great breakthrough in that direction of building um, a much more versatile agents that can lead up to AGI. They are already incorporating multimodality, which is great. And they understand the entirety of human knowledge, though their depth and reasoning capabilities, their depth in certain fields might be not there, and their reasoning capabilities might not be as sharp. But I think that might get addressed through the by increasing the scale of these models. Now, coming back to 2023, when GPT-4 got released, it was kind of an eye opener for me, because I realized that my skills in NLP are sort of kind of waste now, because NLP as a problem is solved. I thought so, because the fundamental NLP problems now, the research would be on different aspects of LLMs, and I'm not saying that the research is dead, but it felt like this was the time now, which was akin to what was happening in late 1990s, with the advent of internet and commercial applications. On top of it, we have a new perspective to, we have a new technology that can be used to solve so many of our problems. And I thought that now is the time to try to understand how to build things, how to build products, and how to do things using GPT-4 or any such LLM. That was one target for me in 2023. The other one was what was it? Yeah, just random exploration of and experimenting with ideas. So throughout 2023, I tried a lot of different projects I was working on, and most of them I was not able to finish them um, because of some random problem, or maybe um, my targets were not properly set. And sometimes uh, so by the towards the end of not towards the end so by September October in 2023, I felt like I have not done anything in the entire year. But when I went back and I saw, okay, no, I have experimented a lot, but I was not able to get any results from them. So it felt like I have not achieved anything. So then I thought, okay, now it's time for me to start building. So I picked up a problem which is basically I consume a lot of information, and I was working trying to think of this information stream aside. So I consume a lot of YouTube videos, and I thought this would be a great example to start with. So I built a YouTube summarizer. Again, it seems very easy because in retrospect, now that I've done it, now I have the when I'm trying to publish it, I can see how many people have done it already and what are the different ways. I still think I did implement it in a good way, but now that I built something, I am seeing the different side of it, like how you should actually build things, because I gave it a lot of very nice features, but people are not really using them. And again, there's the whole marketing aspect that it's very hard to make your product reach the right people. So that was the building aspect. And after that, I was working. I hired an intern, and I was working on this problem of this thing, this project that I started 2 years ago, which was Archive Hunter, basically getting the right research papers every day for me to just um swift through, so that I can understand what is happening. And so I was getting to work on that. And uh, by from October till January, I was in a very high productive zone. I was working for my job, and I was working on this. And now this is March of 2024, and with that high productivity, I went back to my older systems, which when I was really very productive. And and uh, and I in all of this, I sort of lost, why am I doing all this? Because the thing is, after I built that YouTube summarizer, I could see how people are building stuff, and they are way ahead of me. Like, even the idea of LLM adoption, there are so many people who are working on so many different aspects already. If I pick any problem, someone has worked on it. And and frankly, they have much more knowledge about the product side of things, the tech side of things. My specialization has been in research and implementing high quality code, or just implementing research papers. So I see myself lagging in that part. And so I kind of face like a mini burnout right now. So which And then I went back to an earlier video of mine, and that brought me here again to record something, so that future me can reference it. So the idea is like, right now I don't really have a why I am doing this. I'm just doing it because I'm good at it. And but earlier I used to have a lot of vision, but I was not executing that much. Now I am executing, but I don't have a vision of like where I am taking this. So I real in the video where I explain stress and burnouts, there is a part of trying to understand why are you doing things as an emotional stress management things. And that really led me to question, like, why am I doing this? Because my original idea is somehow done with GPT-4, and I think GPT-5 would be even better at it. And trying to be at this tip of the field of AI and being able to build also at the same time is a hard skill set, and I am already lagging in that. So for the past, from 2019 to 2021, my goal was always to join an organization like OpenAI or DeepMind, or you know work with the core people. But I think that now is not possible because the market is now flooded with a lot of PhDs, and I have not done anything till now that is such a differentiator that I get response from that. And the thing is, about if you try to build something differentiator, it need not be a differentiator. So again, here I am cataloging all this, and I think I will think more about the why. Why am I doing this, and what is my approach for the next few years? Because I think I've committed lots of mistakes, and I'm not saying that I want to learn from my mistake, but um, I need to think about where I want to get to now instead of just keep doing the work. I'm not complaining. I have done quite a few things in the past few years, but what's next? Okay, that was it. Bye bye. Thank you.